Our new motto in Pennsylvania since the Derby is, it takes a PA-Bred to produce a Kentucky Derby winner. PA-Bred crowned was the Dam of Sovereignty, bred by Brushwood Stable. Now there's a name we haven't heard in a while, right? Welcome to the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders Association's 46th Annual Iroquois Award Banquet. Let me start by asking you to stand while Mia Jones sings the national anthem.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders Association, Greg Newell.
It's been a crazy stretch. If it wasn't Nellie Bly and the governor trying to crush the industry, it was COVID, and now it's skill games and slot machines. That is a long stretch of 6 or 7 years. And Brian was there every step of the way, working hard to make sure all of you here are able to keep going what is an amazing, amazing industry in Pennsylvania. The long hours, the late nights, the early mornings, the trips to Harrisburg, and the trips to Harrisburg. I have no idea how many miles he puts on in a year, but it's amazing. And we're in a really complicated time right now. We're working hard, and the legislators are here tonight. We thank you very, very much for your support. The horsemen, we couldn't do this without the horsemen. It's a complicated process that goes back to 2004. Understanding how what happened in 2004 impacts us today. And I just want to thank him for helping all of you and all of us to get to where we are today. And I'm very convinced that this time next year we'll be in a really good spot with the help and the cooperation of the horsemen and the legislators. So I just want to make sure everybody recognizes and thanks Brian. Todd, Bob, and Jeff are here tonight. It doesn't work without them. I just flat out have to tell you, we could not have the program we have without the horsemen here. And they have their challenges, and they have their budgets, and their things that they're trying to do. But at the same time, they recognize what crucial role we as the breeders play in the success of those tracks. And it takes a lot of meetings and a lot of discussions and a lot of give and take along the way. But we thank them. As a result, almost $11 million was they injected into our system $11 million into our PA system, our PA-Bred racing program. And without them, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you guys for what you have done. With that cooperation, with the help of our state legislators and our program that we've had through the years, this year we paid out over $26 million in awards, bonuses, and restricted purses for an average of $27 million over 10 years. That's really quite an accomplishment, and one that we're committed and determined to make sure the next 10 years and 20 years we're having similar results. We ran 192 restricted races totaling $7.1 million. One of the challenges I referenced it in introducing the staff was that transition to a paperless registration process. We had Zoom classes in order to facilitate that and understand that. Along the way, in order to help coordinate that stuff, we were on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Avery's really out there doing that all the time. So if you haven't already, please make sure to check that and look that over. Our marketing efforts, and Stu is in the background. Thank you, Stu, for all you've done to help that, and Vince and the others who are on the committee. The marketing committee is very busy and works really hard at stuff. We're on FanDuel TVG, TDN's weekly podcast, the Steve Bick radio show, and the Pollock Report. So it's hard to be looking at stuff and not see references to the PA breeding program, so thank you for that.
Greg will be stepping down as president at our annual meeting in a couple of weeks. What's it been, 27 years?
Maybe 28.
Just seems like 27. He's done a fantastic job. You know, he was talking about me, but he's number one in there as far as legislator meetings and helping our organization move forward. So again, we'll miss you. Our first award this evening is the Award of Merit. This year's award goes to a Philadelphia-based nonprofit that empowers underserved youth through equestrian sports, education, and mentorship. It's my pleasure to introduce the founder and executive director of Work the Ride, Leslie Heiner, and present student, Mark Harley. Come on up.
Super honored for this because the racehorses have always been part of my heart since forever. Our organization rehomes as many as we can. Over half of our herd are OTVs. Mark participated in the Retired Racehorse Project with a mare that we got from Allie Rawls via Pasture Place. And so we tend to do that a lot. You know, we'll rehome thoroughbreds and train them either for polo or, you know, up, down, you know, lessons. But one thing I did want to say was I know that there's always a little bit of, no offense against the state reps here, but there's there's always a little bit of juggling with the, you know, the funds from the gambling, right? But I do want to let you all know that recently there was $6 million from the gambling that was awarded to Philadelphia specifically from statewide. I want to say that we were awarded $500,000. That came directly from our industry.
Our next award is the Daily Racing Form 2024 Top PA-Bred Buyer Award. Daily Racing Form honors the breeder of the Pennsylvania-bred horse with the highest buyer rating in 2024.
The Pennsylvania's highest buyer award of 2024 to Mark Toothaker and Glenn Brock, who bred I'm Very Busy. I'm Very Busy.
Our next awards are presented to legislators who understand the importance of breeding and racing on agriculture in Pennsylvania. They understand 23,000 jobs, the hundreds of thousand acres of open space, and the 1.6 billion in economic impact to PA. Our first recipient serves as Republican Subcommittee Chair on Programs and Benefits under the House Aging and Adult Services Committee. I'm very happy to present this award to the representative from Schuylkill County, Joanne Starr.
Just a few words of thanks. I'm very humbled. I never got an award before, so I'm like, yeah. Pennsylvania Horse Breeders Association, thank you. Thank you for choosing me for this award. Thank you for choosing the 107th district. Thank you for choosing Pine Grove to put your horse breeder pen in. It's an honor and a privilege, and thank you so much, Doug and Patty Black. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Our next recipient this evening is the Minority Chair of the Gaming Oversight Committee, the Republican Chair of Subcommittee on Campaign Finance and Elections, and serves on the State Government Committee. I'm happy to present our Legislator Award to the representative from Lebanon County, Russ Diamond.
I grew up around horses. Now, my pop wasn't into racing. He was into quarter horses. And he was a truck driver, so he's away from home 6 days a week. So guess who got to muck out the stalls? That would have been me. But we lived a stone's throw away from Penn National, so I understand the horse business.
The 2024 Iroquois Awards. Candy Reward, Warriors Reward LLC, Donnie Brown and Tom McClay. Caprice, Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. CRISPR, Ascoli Pacino Stables, Deanna Manfredi. Disco Ebo, St. Elmer's Farm, Susan Quick. Dixieland Bell, Uptown Charlie Brown Stud LLC and More Than Ready Syndicate. Bob Hutt and Uric Hoffman. Don't Look Back at All, A1A Racing, Steve Young, accepting Doug Black. Farmo Power, Pete Giangilio. Fenton Forever, Desmond Winter. Fierce and Strong, Ultra Championship Racing LLC, Ralph Santella. Foxy Jr., Diane Stern. I'm Very Busy, Glenn E. Brock, LLC, and Mark Toothaker. Jean Valjean. Hastings Farm, accepting Liz Merriman. Honorable Win, Pewter Stable. Late Frost, Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. Maximum Meridius, Westerly Farm, Ann Lapides. Morning Matcha, Crane Thoroughbred Services LLC, accepting Glenbrook. Nisi Marie, John A. Marshall, accepting owner Michael Malam. Arshot, Dr. S. Mark Rayberg, Inc. Roses for Deborah, Blackstone Farm LLC, Doug Black. Rosie's Alibi, Blackstone Farm LLC, Doug Black. Smooth Bees, Susan Quick, Barb and Chip Wheeler, St. Omer's Farm and Winoaks Farm. Stasi, Sandra Kim Eshelman. Stern Chaser, Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. The Boys Warrior, Warriors Reward LLC, Donnie Brown and Tom McClay. Travesso, Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. You gonna have enough room at that table? Two Ducks Opportunity, Roberta Snyder, accepting Kim Hanna. Twilight Dancer, Warriors Reward LLC, Donnie Brown and Tom McClay. Uncle Heavy, Barbara Reed. And last but not least, Witty, Elizabeth Merriman. As you all know, Smarty Jones will be inducted into the Racing Hall of Fame on August 1st at Saratoga, a first ballot inductee. I'd like to thank everyone involved getting him over the finish line. I think it started here last year with Bob Hutt's marathon speech at the banquet. Started the ball rolling. Jeff Matty and everyone at the PTHA also deserves kudos. Everyone at the PHBA, and especially Bruce Casella and the leader of the charge, Dick Girardi. We have a short video bringing you back 21 years through the present, and a thank you to Pat Chapman.
It's really incalculable how many fans of the sport, permanent fans, Smarty Jones made in his run through 2003 and certainly the spring of 2004.
The remarkable story of Smarty Jones is still a magical one. And as the years go by, now nearly 21, his fans have not forgotten his Triple Crown run.
This year especially being the 20-year reunion and you know, making such a big deal about it, and I guess because it's been 20 years, it hasn't only been Pennsylvania, it's kind of taken off again like wildfire across the country.
What I remember most about Smarty Jones in 2004 is how he made people feel. It was an election year, 2 wars going on. People were looking for some joy, and the horse gave it to them.
Pat, I'm here to tell you that the Hall of Fame has told me that Smarty Jones has been elected to the Hall of Fame.
What? What?
You heard me correctly.
Are you serious?
I am 100% serious. They were able to give us the word early so Bruce and I could tell you.
It's the icing on the cake. The horse that keeps giving has just given one more. We've given to him, and he's giving to all of us just one more big thrill in his journey. His ride of a lifetime just keeps getting better and better. No, it means so much, Bruce.
Donna Barton Brothers is a former jockey who retired from riding professionally in 1998 after accumulating 1,130 wins. She retired as the second leading female jockey in the United States by money earned. Since 2000, she covered horse racing and other equestrian events for NBC Sports. During that time, she has covered 25 Kentucky Derbies and memorably the Triple Crown wins captured by American Pharoah and Justify. Brothers is also an author of Inside Track, Insider's Guide to Horse Racing, A Beginner's Guide to Horse Racing. It's my pleasure to introduce the voice of NBC Sports on the racetrack, Donna Barton Brothers.
So when Brian asked me to speak at this event, I started to look at the successful Pennsylvania breds. The only one I really knew was Smarty Jones, so it wasn't until I really started to look into it that it read more like Pennsylvania's Hollywood Walk of Fame with Hard Spun, Princess of Silmar, Plum Pretty, Carabella. Of course, I just learned tonight that Sovereignty's Dam is also a Pennsylvania bred. And then our own Star Ladies Racing firsthand report. So most of you know me as Donna Brothers from NBC Sports, and somehow I've managed to trick them into having me be on horseback for 26 years now, which to me, thank you. So yes, this is my 25th Kentucky Derby, but my first show was the Breeders' Cup in 2000 with NBC.
Our next award is a very special one. The award is given to a person who has significantly contributed to the growth of our industry in Pennsylvania. Past recipients were Jonathan Shepard, Ronnie and Betsy Houghton, Bettina Jenny, Pat Chapman, George Strawbridge, and others. We are honored to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence, contributing to the advancement of our breeding program, to Russell Jones. To introduce Russell, I'd like to bring up to the stage Dr. Dean Richardson.
He started in the horse business, I think that's how he phrased it, when he was 6, because that's kind of how Russell is. He's kind of a straight-up business guy. That sounds great, right? He starts horse business when he's 6, but, you know, he's so damn old, they didn't have automobiles back then, you know? So it wasn't that big a deal. You know, but he was out there fox hunting when he was 6 years old, and I assume he kind of got hooked on horses and then went on from there. Russell, this is a greatly deserved award.
Ladies and gentlemen, Russell Jones.
I wanted to start off by just thanking you, Pennsylvania horse breeders, Brian, and all the board for this award. It does mean a ton to me, I can tell you. When Brian called me and said this was going to happen, quite honestly, I was surprised. But I was totally honored by the actions you've taken. It's a wonderful coincidence for me to get this award in the same year that Smarty was elected to the Hall of Fame. And you've heard about it tonight, and you're witness to it tonight, is the importance of our lawmakers in the future of our industry. Your future, everybody out here that owns horses, is in their hands. Make no assumptions about things staying as they are. You can be sure that unfavorable things will happen if you're not paying attention. Do you know what decoupling means? If you don't, you should. Ask the breeders in Florida, they'll give you a real good example of the recent battle they've had with decoupling. You need to know that other people Other gambling people are competing for the same gambling revenue that you're competing for. Don't forget this either. You're not being subsidized by the state. I hear it so often from people in a position to know better, but you're not being subsidized by the state. The revenue stream the horse industry receives from other forms of gambling was fought for and formalized into law. It was part of the deal that was made to allow expanded gambling to enter the doorway that racing had established for itself many years ago. It is yours to guard and expand. You will always need the help of the lawmakers to do this. And I'm so pleased to see you have members of the legislature and the lawmaking body here tonight. You will always need the help of the legislators to do this. Remember that many members of the legislature, and this has been said earlier, legislature of today were not here when those regulations were enacted. You will constantly need to inform them of how and why these laws came to be and why they are so critical to your future. Do not forget, you have the future in your hands. It is your job to keep educating them about the importance of this industry. When will you get Governor Shapiro to present the trophy for the Penn Mile of the Pennsylvania Derby, or both? Did you recently see Governor Beshear from Kentucky on the stand at the Derby and the presentation? Did you see Governor DeSantis from Florida in the podium at the last sale in Ocala of 2-year-olds? All of them speaking out favorably about the importance of the horse industry in their state. Make that your goal. You want the important figures in our state government to speak out favorably about you. You have a great industry here in Pennsylvania. You are an important part of agriculture in our state. Protect it, promote it. You will be glad you did. Thank you.
Our next awards go to $1 Million Round Table inductees. They have earned over $1 million during their racing careers. First recipient is Morning Matcha, bred by Crane Thoroughbred Services, who earned $1,035,820, accepting Glenbrook. Our next inductee is Smooth B, bred by St. Omer's Farm and Winoaks Farm, LLC. He earned $1,043,907. Susan Quick, Barbara and Chip Wheeler. And the last member of the $1 Million Round Table this year is Nisi Marie, bred by John A. Marshall, earned $1,154,688, accepting owner Mike Malam. Our last group of awards go to Pennsylvania Champions of 2024. The 2-year-old female category, Caprice, bred by Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. Honorable Win, bred by Pewter Stable. Icona Mama, bred by J. Patrick Morrell and Tanya Lopesinger. And Simply Joking, bred by Barlar, LLC. The winner of the 2-year-old female category is Caprice, Gregory and Caroline Bentley.
Wow. First of all, hello, fellow Pennsylvanians. and kudos for all of you for what you do. When we started breeding, we thought, hey, why don't we breed? Then we can race what we breed. Well, it's been a learning curve. But the one thing that I discovered was, I grew up in Philadelphia. I fell in love with horses through Gene Autry, Zorro, and Roy Rogers. And I always thought that Dale Evans deserved a better horse.
The nominees for 2-year-old male: Ballad of Warrior, bred by Warrior's Reward; Crab Daddy, bred by Brian Schartz; Fenton Forever, bred by Desmond Winter; and The Boy's Warrior, bred by Warrior's Reward, LLC. The winner of the 2-year-old male category is The Boy's Warrior, bred by Warrior's Reward, LLC, Donnie Brown.
I want to thank all the Breeders Association, Greg, Brian, the staff, and it's a great surprise, and the only thing that I have to say to everybody is we know it takes patience, and that's what it is. If you have patience, sometimes it pays off. Thank you.
The 3-year-old female category, the nominees are Candy Reward, bred by Warrior's Reward, LLC; Carmelina, bred by Lilith Boucher; Gravette, bred by Hart Hill Farms; and Jean Marie, bred by Cassius King, LLC and LC Racing, LLC. The winner of the 3-year-old female category is Carmelina, bred by Lilith Boucher. Lilith couldn't be here tonight. Her daughter's graduating this evening, but she sends her thanks. 3-year-old male nominees: Drumroll Please, bred by Barlar, LLC; Maximum Meridius, bred by Westerly Farm; Twilight Dancer, bred by Warrior's Reward, LLC; and Uncle Heavy, bred by Barbara Reed. And the winner of the 3-year-old male category is Uncle Heavy, bred by Barbara Reed.
This is such a surprise. Thank you so much.
Older female. The nominees are Don't Look Back at All, bred by A1A Racing; Foxy Jr., bred by Diane Stern; Nisi Marie, bred by John Marshall; and Roses for Deborah, bred by Blackstone Farm, LLC. And the winner in the older female category is Nisi Marie, accepting owner Michael Milan.
I would just like to thank the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders Association on behalf of John Marshall. I was the owner of the filly, and on behalf of me, thank you, John Marshall.
The older male category, CRISPR, Ascoli Pacino Stables, Deanna Manfredi. I'm Very Busy, bred by Glenn E. Brock, LLC, and Mark Toothaker. R-Shot, bred by Dr. S. Mark Rayburn, Inc., and Smooth B, bred by St. Omer's Farm and Winoaks Farm, LLC. And the winner in the older male category is I'm Very Busy, bred by Glenn Brock and Mark Toothaker.
Is this a great game or what?
Yeah! The nominees for the female sprinter category are Disco Ebo, bred by St. Omer's Farm; Don't Look Back at All, bred by A1A Racing; Late Frost, bred by Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders; and Roses for Deborah, bred by Blackstone Farm, LLC. And the winner in the female sprinter category is Roses for Deborah, bred by Doug Black.
Thank you to Roses for Deborah and for Essential Rose, her mom.
Nominees in the male sprinter category are Maximum Meridius, bred by Westerly Farm; R-Shot, bred by Dr. S. Mark Rayberg, Inc., Smooth Bee, bred by St. Omer's Farm and Winoaks Farm LLC, and Witty, bred by Elizabeth M. Merriman. And the winner in the male sprinter category is Our Shot, bred by Dr. S. Mark Rayberg, Inc.
I just want to thank everyone from the Pennsylvania Horse Breeders Association, and we have a little farm up by Lake Erie, and we try to compete. Thank you very much.
Nominees for the Turf Female category: Don't Look Back at All, bred by A1A Racing; Nisi Marie, bred by John A. Marshall; Roses for Deborah, bred by Blackstone Farm LLC; and Stern Chaser, bred by Gregory and Caroline Bentley Breeders. The winner in the Turf Female category is Nisi Marie.
Thank you, John Marshall. It's been a real pleasure with Nisi. She's the best. Thank you.
Nominees for the Turf Male category: Crisper, bred by Ascoli Pacino Stables, LLC; I'm Very Busy, bred by Glennie Brock, LLC, and Mark Toothaker; Our Shot, bred by Dr. S. Mark Rayberg, Inc., and Witty, bred by Elizabeth Merriman. The winner in the Turf Male category is I'm Very Busy, Glenn Brock. Good thing Glenn brought that horse trailer with him.
I want to thank you again, but I want to thank my partner, Mark Toothaker, who talked me into taking an old mare in foal and taking her to Pennsylvania on a deal. And I said, I don't want that old mare. And my wife happened to be there, and she said, I like that mare. Let's take her. Thank you, everybody.
Next is the Thoroughbred Makeover Award. The top PA-Bred for the 2024 Makeover was He Did It, bred by Jonathan Shepard and ridden by Anissa Butler. Accepting the award is Liz Merriman. The leading breeder in Total Breeding Fund recipient horse is the Boys Warrior, bred by Warriors Reward LLC, who earned $225,300 in Pennsylvania Bred Awards. Donnie Brown, come on up. The leading Total Breeding Fund recipient, Warriors Reward, with $927,518. I got him staying up here for a while. The leading overall breeder of Pennsylvania Breds, Warriors Reward LLC, $2,241,660. And the leading breeder award recipient, Warriors Reward, with $727,854. And the leading stallion for 2024, Uptown Charlie Brown, with $225,115. Bob Hutt and Yorick Hoffman.
Uptown Charlie Brown is a story nobody would believe, but I would like to thank a few people. First of all, the Uptown Charlie Brown stud partners who had belief, and it was a very difficult situation. And I would like to thank my mentor, Glenn and Becky Brock, who thought I was crazy when I asked them to take him as a stallion, and sure enough, he delivered. I'd like to thank Eddie Coletti for training Uptown Charlie Brown and making him what he is today. I'd like to thank my partner, Yorick Hoffman, for believing in me and believing in Charlie and doing a wonderful job. And most of all, I'd like to thank somebody, my late best friend, Alan Seawald, who thought he was the best of his generation before he got hurt in 2010. And I made him a stallion for all the wrong reasons, just to get a few claimants to keep Alan Seawald's memory alive. And thank you, Alan, for making me do it. Thank you all.
The next is our PA Preferred category. This award is given to the top male and female PA sired PA bred. For For PA Preferred Female, the nominees are Candy Reward, bred by Warriors Reward, LLC, Disco Ebo, bred by St. Elmer's Farm, Don't Look Back at All, bred by A1A Racing, and Honorable Win, bred by Pewter Stable. And the winner in the PA Preferred category is Don't Look Back at All. Accepting the award, Doug Black. The PA Preferred Male category nominees are Fierce and Strong, bred by Ultra Championship Racing, LLC, Smooth B, bred by St. Elmer's Farm and Win Oaks Farm, The Boys Warrior, bred by Warriors Reward, LLC, and Uncle Heavy, bred by Barbara Reed. And the winner in the PA Preferred Male category is Smooth B, Susan Quick, Barbara and Chip Wheeler. As Russell Jones said, the broodmares are the most important. The nominees for Broodmare of the Year: Essential Rose, owned by Blackstone Farm, Dam of Roses and Roses for Deborah. I'm sorry. It's a long night. Dam of Roses for Deborah and Rosie's Alibi. Imply, owned by Barlar LLC, Dam of Drumroll Please and Simply Joking. Fairy Gray, owned by Desmond Winter, Dam of Fenton Forever and Gray Lightning. And Katarina Disco, owned by St. Elmer's Farm, Dam of Disco Ebo and Smooth B. The winner in the Broodmare of the Year category is Essential Rose, owned by Blackstone Farm, Dam of Roses for Deborah and Rosie's Alibi. And now the nominees for the Horse of the Year category. Don't Look Back at All, bred by A1A Racing. I'm Very Busy, bred by Glenn E. Brock LLC and Mark Toothaker. Nisi Marie, bred by John Marshall. And Roses for Deborah, bred by Blackstone Farm. The winner for Horse of the Year is Nisi Marie, bred by John Marshall.
Thank you again, but I think it's a great thing that you guys do, but I would kind of be remiss if I didn't mention the trainer of Nisi Marie, which is Butch Reed, who also had the 3 millionaires tonight were Butch Reed's. So Butch did a great job with her, and that was probably one of the best days of my life at that race. It looked like we were a little carnival running around some field in Kentucky, and they gave us a lot of money to do it. So, but Nisi was fine. Nisi was actually named after my late wife, and it's just amazing. Mark Reed and I bought her in Timonium, I guess, as a yearling, and sometimes you get lucky there. Sometimes, it's better to be lucky than good. So, once again, thank you all. This is a great night, and I'm really proud of our girls. Thanks again.
Have a fantastic 2025. Go PA.